For centuries, the extractives industry has been dominated by men. By men, for men. And often, it is the women that have felt the consequences. This is a high-grade special on gender equality in mining.
In our sector, it's a chronic issue. Everybody says that's a woman thing, so that's brushed aside.
I'm sorry to say, I may not be popular for saying it.
They didn't take me very seriously.
That can make you feel on the outside.
The gender agenda is gaining momentum around the world. Is the mining industry finally taking notice? We ask all the difficult questions. Why is the gender gap in mining so wide?
It's no secret that extractives have been behind the curve.
The work environment, which has pretty much been determined by men for the last 100 years. It's very difficult for a woman to enter into that environment and not feel some degree of pressure to behave a little bit more like a man.
Women often will be punished more if they fail.
History aside, we continue to see in the extractive sector both structural and cultural barriers that we have to work together to break through.
I don't think that the gender challenges in these communities arise due to the presence of the mining company. I think they are often exacerbated by the presence of the sector.
I would say it's very, very strongly tied to the cultural dimension of the country in question.
Norms that determine the unequal power relations between men and women in the sector.
Are women somehow less suited for life in the extractives industry?
No.
The myth that men are more suited to mining is just that, a myth.
Gender generalizations aren't terribly helpful. There's plenty of women who can and men who can't, and vice versa.
How do we move on?
In some regards, it's never been better to be a woman in mining. More and more women are coming into the industry. But what we don't have are women staying in the sector.
It's not about targets, but rather it's about how do you change your policies and the way in which you recruit and look for a diverse set of skills and talent.
I think the idea that we're going for a 50-50 split overly pits men and women against each other.
We focus a lot on getting the numbers in there, but what we really need to be also looking at is how well are we being inclusive and participatory?
If you look at what the mining industry has done with women, are they really in a position to social engineer when it comes to women in traditional communities? I think not.
Basically, that would be a recipe for disaster.
The more we're able to sort of package this as an interdisciplinary issue that speaks to broader development themes, the more sustainable it will be.
Are we making progress?
For us to be successful as an industry, we really need to represent the communities and the society in which we work, in which we live.
These communities don't stand still. Industrial development accelerates the speed of social change.
And the companies have realized that they have to change too.
If there's a transformative shift, we will actually achieve our targets. But at the pace we are at right now,
If the industry stays on its current trajectory, we'll hit gender parity in 202 years. I think we can all agree that that's not good enough, but we are starting, I think, to see a fundamental shift in the extractives, and I think really it's for one fundamental reason. We are all in a war for talent.
This is Highgrade.